This is an art attack. This is an art attack. This is art attack. Hello there. Now then, do you have trouble finding your videos because they're all over the place, mixed up, in the wrong boxes? What you need is one of these. This is a video city. Come and have a look at this. Take your empty video cases, as many as you can lay your hands on, and arrange them to look like a skyscraper. Now, I've got a row of shops here, believe it or not. This will be a roof, and these will be skyscrapers in the distance like that. And when you're happy with the arrangement, you could experiment with different shapes. Just take some PVA glue and slop it on your cassette boxes and glue them together. Now, the idea is to make the structure really strong. Use PVA glue or a good strong glue, and make sure you put plenty of glue on and just glue them together, top and bottom. Glue all the boxes together, and when they're glued, you'll have something that looks like this, a nice, strong skyscraper structure. And to make it even stronger, cut the side from a cardboard box and just place your skyscraper on the cardboard box, draw around the bottom or the base of your city, cut that shape out so you have something that looks like that, and then lay it down like that, draw around it again, and then cut that out, and you'll have something that looks like the front. And then just take your PVA glue and stick on the base. Again, the idea is to make the whole thing very strong. So on goes my PVA glue. Now, you can take a lot more time over this, just doing it quickly to show you. And stand your video city onto its base like that. And there it is, and that will give it a nice, strong base to stand on. And when it's dry, just lay it down on its back and just place the top on like that. And the idea is to make a front flap. And you do this by taking some wide tape, get tape as wide as you can possibly get, and just tape the bottom row of buildings to the side of your cassette boxes like that. And then just open it up, and on the inside, pop another length of tape just in there like that. And if you haven't got tape as wide as this, try and get hold of some, but if not, you could always use thinner tape. But if I was you, I'd just put it across the other way and do 2 lengths of tape for that, for strength, because what you're looking for is a nice hinge there and a flap on the front. And to strengthen it even more, take your PVA glue and just slop it all over the back of your structure, all over the back of the cassette boxes, the top, the bottom, the sides and the back, and just put in some newspaper, strips of newspaper. I've just torn them up. And yes, you've guessed it, we're just creating a papier-mâché, a newspaper papier-mâché over the whole of the structure. And you can always put some PVA glue over the newspaper when you've put them in. But whatever you do, don't put any newspaper or glue on the front. And when you've covered the whole thing, apart from the front, you'll have something that looks like that. And look at that. The PVA glue and newspaper have formed this really rock-hard shell. So that structure is really firm now. Now, let's design our city. Well, I think what I'm going to do is have some shops down here at the front, down there like that, and just divide the shop up there. And I think we'll go for some office blocks up here, round there, and maybe one there like that. And you see I'm just drawing sections where the different buildings are. I think we'll have a skyscraper up there, and it doesn't have to be neat or anything, it's just as a guide. And you could always stick on strips of cardboard that you've cut out for these shop fronts and create a doorway there. And maybe shops have canopies. I've got some double-sided tape on there. You can glue them on or tape them on. And you've even got signs on the front of shops, haven't you? So we'll put those in there like that. And then the idea is to paint the whole thing. Paint it black. There it is, black at the top, sides and the back and the bottom. And on the front, paint your bottom row of buildings, like the shops here, black and then get lighter as you're going up. So you've got a medium grey here and you've got light grey at the top, giving this impression of distance. And then you can put in the finer detail. Now I'm going to use this white pencil here just to show you. I'm going to put the sign in, and then in the doorway there'll be a door. And I'll put some steps in there, I think, just at the bottom of the doorway. There'll be steps along there. And again, I'm just doing it in rough because you can paint the finer points in later. And I think we'll need some windows in here. One there, maybe one there. And the windows, as you get higher up, of course, will get smaller and smaller as you get further into the distance, so that at the top of your skyscrapers, they'll literally just be, well, almost slits. And then just paint in the detail. I'm going to use some poster paint here. I've used poster paint and acrylic paint on this. And I just put some nice bright colour at the top there, because obviously the lights are on. And there they are. And you could always use some gold or silver pen on the writing. Put that in there, I think. Just make it a little fancier. Like that. And I think, just to make it fancier still, just do some dots around the outside, like that. And you can continue and do all your detail. And when it's finished, it should look as spectacular as this. And look at that. And I'll let you into a secret. It took me absolutely ages to do all of those windows in there, but I think it's worth it because I think it looks absolutely fantastic. Now, if you've only got a couple of video cassette boxes, you could always just do a real small one, do just the front of the cinema, like that, and the more cassettes you get, the bigger you build your city. And there it is. I think it looks very impressive, and it keeps all of those cassettes, all of those video cassettes, very tidy. Try it yourself. Tidy up your video cassettes with a video city.
Hello, it's me again, the head. Now, just glue your empty cases together, add a cardboard base, a door and signs, and with the help of some papier-mâché and paint, you'll have built your very own city. But please remember to put your videotapes safely to one side before you start. Otherwise, they'll end up like this. It's quite sad, actually, because my favourite films were on those. Oh.
Any idea whether I want us to the school? Oh, right, thanks. Cheers. Ah. Hello? Perfect for a big heart attack.
artistic. Top of the class for that one. I'll give it 10 out of 10. But don't you go trying that at your school now, will you? Or there'll be trouble. So there.
Have you ever coloured a picture in using the wrong colour by mistake? I mean, it's easily done, isn't it? You pick up the wrong felt tip pen, and before you know it, you've got an orange that's blue, or even a banana that's pink, or what about grapes that are orange, or worse still, an apple, that's purple. Weird, isn't it? Can you imagine if nature got it wrong and produced something like a pink dinosaur with purple spots? That's quite bizarre. Or even a blue elephant with, I know, gold stripes on it. Look at that. Oh, that looks quite good. Good, isn't it? I tell you what, this is a really good way of creating freaky pictures. Colour them in using the wrong colours. In other words, make a mistake on purpose. All right, let's try one then. Here's a picture I've drawn in ink. It's just a line drawing. Let's try and colour it in using the wrong colours. Right, now what should we do to start with? What about the sun? Let's colour the sun in green. So I'm just going to put a G in there. What about the clouds? Yellow, maybe? And the sky? None of that blue nonsense. Let's go for pink. There we go. And what about the grass? Blue? All right, blue it is. And the water? Weird. Orange. And let's have some fun with this cow. Yellow and red. All right, in it goes. OK, let's see what that looks like then. Here we go. Green sun. Yellow clouds. Pink sky. Wow. Blue grass. Yeah, that doesn't look too bad. Orange water. What about the cow? Yellow and red. Oh, this is brilliant. I tell you what, you could do this very easily on your computer and keep changing the colours around. Let your imagination go wild. All right, let's finish it off. There it goes. Bump, bump, bump. And finally, last but not least, a leopard skin aeroplane. Wow, now that's what I call a real art attack. Try it yourself. Make a mistake on purpose and colour something in using the wrong colour. It's weird.
Now that is great fun. Just draw a picture and then colour it in completely wrong. Guess who? Actually, I think I look rather dashing.
Hi, my name is Laura, and I drew a picture of a plant pot. I cut out pieces of tissue paper and twisted them to make a plant. My name is Naomi, and I had an heart attack by twisting tissue.
Hi, my name's Edward. I made my picture by twisting and sticking bits of green and white tissue paper on my picture of a plant pot.
What a great idea, cutting leaf shapes out of coloured tissue paper, twisting them together to make twisted tissue plant pictures. Now, you can cut any leafy shape, any leafy size, and any leafy colour you like. We've got yellows and greens and nice golden oranges in here. And it's just a case of taking 2 or 3 different sized leaves and placing one on top of the other like this, with the smallest on the top, and then just picking them up very carefully and twisting them together at one end like that. And there you have a twisted tissue leaf. Now, it's very delicate and very fiddly. I'll just show you another one there. One on top of the other like this. Be careful with your tissue that you don't rip it. And just twist them together at one end like that. And there again is another twisted tissue leaf. And you can make as many as you like. Make enough for your plant. And when you think you've made enough for your plant, just take a green felt tip pen or crayon and draw a very simple stem, a plant stem, right down the middle of your paper like that. Then you can draw a plant pot if you like, or you can do this. I like doing it like this. If you take a piece of paper that's roughly plant pot coloured, that's that gingery orange, and then just draw a plant pot shape in the middle of your paper like that. and then cut that shape out so that you have something that looks like that. Now watch this. If you fold the top couple of centimetres down on your plant pot, like that, and then you just very gently bend it in the middle like that, not folding it over all the way, just bending it like that all the way round, then you have a 3D plant pot. Good effect that, isn't it? And then bring your leaves back in, your twisted leaves, already done there, and just position them into place around your stem. Look at that, they're spinning around, they're moving here because I'm breathing on them. They're very delicate, slightest breath and they all shoot off. And you could do some multicoloured ones and arrange them around the top of the plant as flower petals there, one round there, and I've done them in exactly the same way, just one on top of the other, the smallest one on top, and a nice quick twist in the end. And when you're happy with the position, as quick as you can before they all blow away, glue them down. I'm just going to do this one here to show you, and try not to sneeze or anything, otherwise they'll all go flying. You'd probably enjoy that, wouldn't you? There we go, see me scrambling around the floor, picking all these up. And when you've glued them all down, they'll all be safely in position. He says, try not to make them fall, and you'll have something that looks like this. Look at that. Whew, breathe a sigh of relief now. And you could do some multicoloured ones and make them look like a butterfly. Just arrange two like that, and then one, whoops, one there like that, and one there like that. Knocking my glue over, but put those into position. I think what I'll do there is I'll draw a little antenna on top of my butterfly, and maybe give him a little body down here, like that. And there it is, a twisted tissue plant picture. And let's face it, there's lots of different plants you could design, and you could arrange your tissue twists to look like butterflies, or even dragonflies, or even ordinary flies buzzing around in the top right-hand corner there. Try it yourself, a twisted tissue plant picture, and I'll see you next time. Ta-ra!